Good evening, guys. Warm welcome to the session. Today, we are going to see about career opportunity in logistic, especially the candidates who are at college level, either doing a undergraduate or postgraduate program, either in India or looking for career opportunity in other countries. So let us understand what is this logistic profession and what are the subdomains, what knowledge is required, and especially if you are trying for a job in foreign countries. Especially I have seen also guiding many people who are going to US, not specifically US for logistic, maybe for Canada, UK, and other Gulf countries. Those who want to go into core supply chain, they prefer US and Europe, whereas the other country, whatever I have mentioned, like Canada or UK or Gulf country, they prefer a job in logistic domain. So let us understand what is the difference and what are the opportunities available in this particular domain. Let me attach a screen. This is being live streamed in both YouTube and in LinkedIn. Let us start understanding about the logistic career. Maybe if you are very well experienced, more than 5 years, 10 years, and you are happy in your current career, this may not be relevant to you. On the other hand, you are a fresher or at the entry level, maybe working in some other domain, but try to enter into logistic domain. This webinar is for you. Also possible that you are trying to go abroad and settle there or immigrate there. Many people, though who are not in technical background, also prefer to choose the logistic career. So let us understand what are the subdomain in logistic. Especially you may see 80% of the candidates in logistic, they try to do something related with the import export, custom clearance, or international trade related aspects. Maybe those are primary requirement in logistic. On the other hand, you have to see there are a lot of applicants available there, so the gap between supply and demand is more in terms of more number of people available, especially if you are trying to work with some CFA or some core logistic organization. On the other hand, if you are trying to look for a job in corporate as a corporate logistic executives, there are other subdomains which you can see, starting from warehousing. Apart from e-commerce platform and retail distribution, there are a lot of opportunity, including corporate logistic. The job inside the warehouse could be like in receiving or picking or putting into the location, or bundling up, doing assortment, or similar value added activity. It need not be purely clerical or manual jobs, but still at a starting level you are expected to do some of the basic job, even though you are a graduate or postgraduate. And of course, the if you want to enter e-commerce companies, then you need a better knowledge on the process. That's where some of the global certification is recommended, which we will see in the coming slides. Second one is transportation, though traditionally it is not professional job, but there are organizations including e-commerce platform where they need to handle hundreds of vehicles every day. So their scheduling, load optimization, all such requirement becomes very critical. On the other hand, if you are looking for a small organization, this becomes a non-professional job. As I told, as far as import export is concerned, it's what most of the people are there, especially the people who have gone to Gulf countries. They look for this kind of a job. But for me, this is not so much professional, and it is more of a clerical job. Then coming to physical inventory management is one more important aspect, especially in a warehouse management environment. Of course, here we are not talking about planning of inventory. Here we are talking about inventory physical management, which means that it's a warehouse activity where you are trying to maintain the accuracy of physical versus system accuracy. So, if you are handling, say, 10,000 SKU, the level of such inventory handling will be professional. Okay. On the other hand, if you are dealing with 500,000 SKU, it is of not much significance. Okay. Maybe if you see a large organization with 1 lakh SKU or millions of SKU in e-commerce platform, then the handling physical inventory becomes very critical. Though e-commerce platform go for automation, it may not be the case in case of other manufacturing and distribution organization. So you need to have knowledge about physical inventory management. The next aspect is on order management. Okay, here it's in a retail and distribution environment where you are totally responsible and also interface with the customer from the step you are receiving the order till it is dispatched to the customer. Of course, the order management, if you consider in a manufacturing environment, process will be different. But in case of a pure distribution environment, the process is different. Here, we are assuming that you have the inventory available, so somebody is planning for the material and procuring the material. But from your job starts from the time you receive the order and dispatch the goods, and incoming is not a big concern here. Possibly someone else is planning for the supply or material planning, but still this is one of the important constituent of logistic management. The final one in logistic management is logistic analytics. Okay, especially if you are looking for a professional job in a large organization, including e-commerce organization, apart from having this domain knowledge, they expect you to be master of analytics. When we say analytics, it is not only basic thing in Excel, but also using some machine learning or Python kind of tools in enhancing the performance of logistic operation. For example, it could be route optimization or load optimization, and several such things can be optimally used. So, when especially in foreign country, if you are going trying for a job, you need some logist analytical aspect with respect to logistic. Okay, and of course there are other subdomain in supply chain which I am not trying to discuss here. Here our focus is on logistic subdomain. Of course, you can watch the other core supply chain program in some other future sessions. Now let us see what kind of education is required in India. Though there is some few universities or colleges are suffering on logistic, it may be possible you have taken either undergraduate or postgraduate in logistic. Though some people say supply chain and logistic, there is no much of a supply chain, and it is more towards logistic. There also I have seen there is no practical knowledge or application. For example, when I ask candidate whether have you gone to seaport or airport or have you interacted with any of the custom agents, or do you know custom duty of various codes or HSN code, they are not aware. So that is the level of education, especially in Indian environment. It is mostly theoretical and mostly oriented towards logistic, and not only in PG level but also in undergraduate level. I have seen many organization even offering for a BCom graduate a logistic management. Possibly you will get some basic insight, but that may not qualify you job, especially in Indian and multinational environment. Maybe okay for just a coordination work either with the CFA or warehousing activity in a small organization. This kind of education is fine. But if you are trying to get for a job in global environment, no, definitely a big no. That is where you need possibly a certification like Apex have a specific certification like CLTD, especially in Canada. This is highly valid certification in logistic, transportation, and distribution. Whereas in UK, you need CILT certificate in logistic and transport. There they have multiple levels. So it all depends upon which country, which kind of companies you are looking. In India as well as Gulf country, now they have started recognizing APEX certification CLTD. What I have not mentioned here is analytics, supply chain analytics for including logistic professional, where it adds a competitive edge for the people who are looking for a job in logistic domain. Of course, ERP or any SAP is a basic requirement. Okay, there you need not spend time or money, but you should know it because those are mostly of a transactional software. If you go for SAP certification, it will be very expensive, but they misguide and take you for the back end training. You are not going to be in the back end, like you are not going to coordinate for ERP development or become a consultant. That's not the issue here. As a logistic professional, you need to know front end operation. Okay, front end operation you can learn from Udemy. The program fees is as low as 499 rupees for a 30 hours program. That may be sufficient. What I have not mentioned is TMS, WMS, especially for large organization, including e-commerce platform. They expect you to know warehouse management system and the transport management system. These are specialized software. You will not get this training in an open market, but I can provide guidance when you ping me directly, or if you are enrolling for any of the program. So these are the basic requirement. Why I am highlighting is I am doing such a program for the people who have already gone abroad and looking for a job, and many of them have also done MBA there. For example, in Canada, like MBA in supply chain or logistic, but still struggling to find a job. Now, let us come to the third aspect. Experience is always preferable in the logistic domain. If you are from some other domain that is not recognized, okay, possibly you should be prepared to start at a pressure level. But if you have some experience, it's always better. Okay, then coming to the other requirement, especially if you are going to the foreign countries, say UK or Canada, you need to know about their culture. There could be diversity, discrimination, other related issue. There also you cannot assume, I know I have an MBA degree, I have masters in several topics, but you cannot expect directly a managerial position. You should be in a position to work at much lower level. You cannot say, this is not my job. I cannot drive a forklift. When I was heading a supply chain, I was driving forklift. So I cannot say, I don't know how to drive the forklift, or it's not my job. Yeah, they expect a multi cross-functional experience or knowledge, or willingness to work in multiple areas is essential. Then of course networking is important if you are trying to get a job. Nowadays most of the job doesn't come through the job portal in many countries. So networking always expected. Some of the countries, they may also look for locally recommended certification depending upon competition. If competition is more, like for example in India, they don't look for any locally available certification, including from IIM or CAI, Institute of Logistics. They don't see when number of applicants is more. That's where the global certification comes into picture. Okay, this is my brief profile. Hope you are connected with me in the LinkedIn. If you wish to connect, you are always welcome to connect. and see my background. I have been working in large global organization, also in abroad, like Germany and China, with a lot of assignment in other countries. We provide training basically in supply chain, logistic, or procurement. Of course, we have a specialized program like AI or machine learning for supply chain and logistic. One of our popular program is supply chain analytics. Okay, where we have completed 20 batches, and one of the new batches expected to start this weekend. As you know, I am also provided training with my partners for the APIC certification, especially for logistic. CLTD is the recommended certification and globally recognized. Whether you go to Canada or Gulf countries or UK or even in India, when the demand between gap between demand and supply is more, anyone who are watching live, you can always ping me in LinkedIn or YouTube so that I can respond to you. 80% of the candidate just take international trade as the logistic career. That is trade. Trade is more of a marketing in nature. When you are looking for a logistic career, it is more than import, export, or customs related activity, as you have seen. And many major organizations, especially corporate logistic, they expect you to have all the knowledge, end-to-end knowledge, apart from global certification. If you have a skill in logistic analytics, that will also help you to fetch the job. So you can contact me or any of my team members if you need more information or training or career advice. Thanks for watching. Have a nice evening. Bye.